Welcome to our ninth meeting together. And today I would like to focus a little bit on our brain and why and how mindfulness um, affects it and why it's so important. Well, first and foremost, our brain is neuroplastic. It's not, this concrete thing that will never change. In fact, throughout our whole entire existence, our brain will continue to change. And research has shown that mindful practices, especially meditation, has the ability to positively impact the way our brain is sculpted. It also has the ability in mindfulness, when it comes to that rekindling of the relationship within ourselves, has the ability to affect, I believe it's the prefrontal cortex, but different parts of our brain that shows emotion and contentment. Um, and so it's pretty exciting to know that we have the ability to think about our thinking. I know that's a lot to think about, but we have the ability to think about our thinking, which means we have the ability to change the way we perceive things. We have the ability to adjust our perception of the world and of how we see ourselves. So, in order to do this, we have to have a brain workout. And I kind of look at this brain workout in two ways. Well, actually, it's maybe three. The first is during that reboot process, allowing yourself to pause, allowing yourself to give yourself permission to just be with yourself. And I think there's going to be times where our bodies, especially if we're busy bodies and we can't sit down, we're going to want to move. We're going to want to do things. We're going to want to not give ourselves that permission. And in fact, you're going to need to give yourself permission. So that's the beginning of the workout, is setting yourself up to work out, kind of like sticking the video in if you're, doing like Beachbody or something, putting the video in or getting those running shoes on or things like that. That's the first piece of our workout, our brain workout today. The second piece is becoming present. And this is where that thinking about our thinking occurs. So when we are relaxing, we're trying to relax our body, we're trying to become in the present. And what's going to happen is throughout this whole process, we are going to have things kind of drift into our world and our thoughts. And it's not going to be about present moment. It's going to be about yesterday, or it's going to be about what we're going to do later. And those thoughts aren't going to keep us from being present. And so our job is to, when the thoughts come in, our job is to wait, acknowledge them. All right. Label them. Okay, now this is what's going on, and then let them go. However, things are never that easy. So what's going to happen is they're going to drift in again, the same thoughts, the same emotions, or different, and they're going to do it again. And so you're going to have to acknowledge them. Hey, you came back, and I'm going to identify you. I'm going to label you. This is that thought, this is that feeling, and I'm going to let you go. And then they're going to come back again. And you are going to see this happen. But to be honest, this is that workout. This is that workout of being present. That is building that maybe gray matter in your brain, making it stronger. Your job is to always come back to the present, always come back to the center, always come back to where you're grounded, always come back to where you're anchored. So that's going to happen throughout. So right now we have, did the reboot. We've decided we're going to pause. We decided to get ourselves all prepared and ready for this exercise, this workout. And then the first step, obviously, is to acknowledge those thoughts that keep coming in, and it's going to happen. And each time we're strengthening that present. part of our thinking. And so, like a marathon, we can't jump and run a marathon in after one day of practice. We need to build stamina. And so during this time, my hope is that the more you practice being present and coming back to present, the easier it will be, and maybe less frequent. You may find out right in the beginning you're doing this and you keep pushing those thoughts off like every 2 seconds, and that's okay. That's part of this workout. The third step of the workout is the rekindle part, and that is where we build our self-compassion and kindness and forgiveness and love, acceptance about within ourselves. And the more we do that, the more we are able to express that into the world around us. Now, this is again where those thoughts that we have and those feelings are not factual. They are just how we have labeled an idea or a concept or what's going on in the world. We can change our perception on that. But based on our past history, our belief system, it can be difficult because the longer we have felt about something, the more challenging it will be to kind of shift that perception. So when people feel as if they're not good enough or they've struggled their whole life with certain things, that rekindling piece could be really, really challenging. And it should be challenging because you're trying to change an old behavior. And we have to remember that research has shown that this is possible, that this is helpful, and that this is something worth your time and energy because it does have positive effects, not only social emotionally, but also physically with your brain and with your body system, whether the cortisol levels and your immune system and all of that stuff. It has, your gut, it has major impact. So this next exercise is going to be very similar to the part in which you found your mind drifting. Now we have to add on. And now we're adding on that when we have a thought or idea that is judgmental, self-shaming, you feel guilty, you have all these negative responses to, your job is to identify those thoughts and feelings of judgment and adjust them. So it would be as if all of a sudden some type of thought came in and said, oh, I am not smart enough to do this. Well, your job is to say, wait, that's me judging. I feel as if I can do this, and I'm working on this, and I'm going to be able to be knowledgeable enough to try this. And during this time, you constantly are trying to reshape that idea you have that you're being critical about and judgmental about. So when you do that, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to be like, wait, I'm being judgmental to myself or to others. Wait, I'm going to do a shift in perspective, and I'm going to kind of let that judgment go. And then you're going to keep thinking. Thoughts are going to come in your brain, and then you might notice that rekindling piece of judgment. Oh my gosh, why can't I sit still for a minute or two? This is ridiculous. Oh wait, shift. Wow, I'm sitting here. I'm doing a great job at recognizing my thoughts and my feelings, and I need to be a little bit more gentle with myself. Okay, here we go. We shifted. But then there's going to be another judgment come in, and you're going to shift again. Another judgment, shift again. Another judgment, shift again. You're going to find that this may happen, and that is okay because that's the whole process of being mindful. And it's also the part of you taking that third exercise where you're just always shifting. You're saying, I recognize that I'm being judgmental and I need to be non-judgmental. How am I going to do that? And I'm going to be gentle with myself. And this is really new. I should be proud of myself that I'm trying this. And you're constantly going to be shifting. So there's 3 parts of the workout. Number 1, you get yourself ready. You put your gym shoes on, okay? Or you get your yoga mat out, kind of idea. meaning you pause and you prepare yourself, you reboot. The second piece is that cardio piece where you're constantly trying to be present. And by being present, you're going to have a thought come in and you're going to become present and you're going to thought and you're going to keep pushing it away. Acknowledge, let's acknowledge this. I got it. I labeled it. Okay. And now I'm letting it go, but it keeps coming back. I consider that almost our cardio workout because I think that is going to happen a lot. I know it does for me many of times. And then the third part is that is more of that shaping. Okay. And that's where I had that thought, but wait a second, I'm being pretty judgmental. So I'm going to shift it. I'm going to shift to non-judgment. I'm going to shift to being not as critical. I'm going to shift to being more positive. And then I'm going to be at peace with it. But guess what? The thought's going to come in and you're going to shift it. Judgment's going to come in, shift. Criticalness, shift. Okay. So that's your third part. Now, no one says that you have to be perfect at doing any of this because we all are perfectly imperfect beings. So recognize that this is kind of a workout and you need to be extra gentle with yourself knowing that it's going to be a workout. Trust me, there are days for me, and I've been doing this for many years now, and there are days where the workout is really hard. It's really challenging. And then there are days where I feel as if I flew through it and it was easy. And then the next day it could be hard. Again, each and every day brings a different scenery for your workout. So be prepared and ready for that. So today what I'd like to do is do a little workout, but I'm going to do the workout where I really want you to start thinking about that rekindling piece. The workout, get yourselves prepared and ready. Let's reboot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read something from the Mindful magazine that I have. This is a great resource for anyone who is interested in looking a little bit more into mindfulness, but it not being a large book. There's no one that needs a large book, especially when beginning. They have great articles. They give you your updated research. They do some amazing things within this magazine and also online, mindful.org. So I don't know. I think it's worth taking a look at if you ever get the opportunity. So let's get our workout in. So go ahead and have a seat. Get yourself relaxed and comfortable. In other words, kind of get those gym shoes on. All right. And start to kind of relax your body. If you want, you can close your eyes or look down at a soft gaze. And take that large, deep breath in. And then when you exhale, remember to exhale longer than the inhale. That's the key. And if you can force out that exhale, that's even better. So go ahead and take a large, deep breath in. Exhale out. Go ahead and take a large, deep breath in. Exhale out. Now practice the second exercise, which is while you're relaxing the different parts of your body, you are going to have your mind is going to drift, and you want to acknowledge, label, and then recenter. Acknowledge, label, and recenter. So go ahead and get yourself situated where you're practicing that workout on your own. Remember to take those large, deep breaths in. Exhale out. Large breath in. Exhale out. It's time for you to connect with your compassion. And this morning meditation, or night, whatever you prefer, is by Sharon Salzberg. Imagine that you are surrounded by the circle of the most loving beings They're making generous offerings of love and goodwill to you. And just keep your eyes closed. Go down in a soft gaze. Now imagine you're encircled by people who love you. You in the center of the circle, made up of the most loving beings you've met. Maybe they exist now, or they've existed historically, or even mythically. Have this circle of just positive, loving energy around you. Fill the circle with the kind of people you know bring the best energy to your world. They bring the best attitude towards you and all that you are. Now, once that you've imagined that you are the center of this circle of people surrounding you, it's time for you to receive the love of those who love you. Experience yourself as the recipient of energy, attention, care, and regard of all these beings in the circle of love. Now, in order to do this, you need to silently repeat phrases of tender, loving care for yourself, not just for today, but in an enduring way. Phrases that are big and are open, like, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease with heart, may I give myself all the compassion I need, may I be enough, I am enough, I'm always enough, I love the world around me, life is good. Come up with anything that you want. And just keep repeating these things of very good love and care and acceptance and appreciation. Your third step. Notice how you feel when you receive the love. You may feel gratitude and awe, or you might feel kind of shy. Whatever emotions arise, just let them wash through you and repeat your phrases of such as, may I be happy, may I be safe, may I feel love all the days of my life. How does it feel? When I've done this, I've actually gotten goosebumps because the feeling of that tender, loving care can be so magnetic and overwhelming. But just let it surround you and let yourself be open to receiving it. See, that's the piece. You must be open to receiving this. So imagine that your skin is porous and this warm, loving energy is coming in. Imagine yourself receiving love simply because you exist, with nothing attached. You're just in this circle and you are receiving everything that is coming towards you. All that love and appreciation and acceptance, not only from those around you, but from yourself, because you know that all you're doing is you're being you, your authentic self. And there are all these loving people around you wanting to share that love they have for you, that acceptance they have for you, that compassion they have for you. Now, once you've received all this love and compassion, your heart, your insides are full. And all this self-love and compassion and forgiveness and acceptance and gratitude is just pouring out of you now because you are full and you are now able to share it with others. So that's the last step here, and that's sending that loving care to the people in your circle. So not only did they provide to you, now you are going to share for them. You are going to share with them and give back to them. Not only are you receiving the love and the acceptance and the compassion, you are also now giving back. Allow that quality of loving kindness and compassion and care you feel coming towards you to flow right back out to the circle of the loved ones and then toward all beings everywhere so that what you receive you transform into giving. When you when you do this, it's that portion of like the boomerang effect almost. It's like, what you are given, you are now able to share. What you have been experiencing, you are now able to share. What you have been given, all this love and compassion and kindness that you have given to yourself, even, you are now able to share to others. What comes around goes around and it continues to cycle. Envisioning the circle of love that surrounds you. Envisioning the positive affirmations, the positive energy from all these people and receiving it inside of you can be extremely heartwarming and rejuvenating. But then being able to also share it out into the world is where that true gratification of all the hard work that you've been doing comes in. Now go ahead and take a large deep breath. Open your eyes. Great workout today. So proud of you. We're not saying these workouts are easy, not even close, but it's a start. Mindfulness is a way of life. And if you nourish your body already with the correct foods and the correct physical exercise, try to add a little bit of this mental work to your practice. I hope today was a little bit relaxing. I hope today was a little awakening. And it is going to be the start of a new workout for you to do on a daily basis. Have a good day.